developers with them, Nintendo grew increasingly suspicious that Sony would betray them. And so Nintendo decided to betray Sony first. To the shock of everyone at Sony, Nintendo publicly announced they'd be making the exact same CD-based technology Sony had pitched them. But they wouldn't be working with Sony. And to make the betrayal even worse, the company Nintendo was partnering with for this project was Philips, the same company Sony had created the CD with in the first place. Everyone at Sony was furious. But ultimately, this was probably one of the worst mistakes Nintendo ever made, because Sony decided to push on with the project without Nintendo, and in 1994, what would have been the Nintendo PlayStation instead became the Sony PlayStation. Since the PlayStation used CDs, it was a much more attractive platform for game developers to build on, and the games themselves could be way more ambitious than those made for Nintendo consoles, which use cartridges. Plus, Sony simply had more resources than Nintendo. So Sony packed their console with so much more technology, and it made the SNES look like a kid's toy by comparison. Nintendo did release their own competitor, the Nintendo 64,